Hey there, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another collection video, this time on Jim Carrey. And one that I forgot to bring out now I think about it is in my Batman collection, I do have Batman Forever. I reviewed the Batman films, in case you're interested. They're on my channel. Love the first Batman, love Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman Robin suck. But I have those 4 reviews on the channel for those interested. Jim Carrey's The Riddler, for what he was asked to do, was fine at that time period. Is that my favorite film with Jim Carrey in it? Jim Carrey's one of those guys that really enjoyed him back in the day. Nowadays, he just seems so fucking insane, or I don't know what the fuck the deal is with Jim Carrey nowadays. He just seems like he's gone off the reservation, and or where the hell you want to call it. I know this is a recent interview with Jeff Daniels, and then Jim Carrey popped in, and it was, they were having fun, but I'm like, well, you're kind of stealing Jeff Daniels' thunder. I don't know, I don't know what the deal is, but I love his early work. Like, my favorite stuff is honestly Ace Ventura Pet Detective. I know he got his start with In Living Color, which I had fun with. And actually, I guess I should start with the earliest film I have with him in it. I got this because it was like 50 cents. I'm like, the hell is this? Copper Mountain? Well, what the fuck is Copper Mountain? It's a Club Med video, but it's a movie. It's a movie. I keep doing that because how long was this fucking thing? It's like an hour and, okay, like an hour and change. It's a movie with Jim Carrey and Alan Thicke. Yes, Alan Thicke from Growing Pains. And they're 2 carefree bachelors on an adventure to a Club Med ski resort. And Jim Carrey's like doing impressions, trying to get girls. Alan Thicke is talking with his other girl. And most of it is just promoting this Club Med and musical dance numbers. So really shitty music. And yeah, that's what this is. It's just a big promotion for this Club Med. Where the hell did Filled with laughter. Special appearances by Olympic skiing gold medalist Jean-Claude Tilly. Be better if it was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Music greats Rita Coolidge and Ronnie Hawkins. I don't think they're that great. But yeah, Jim Carrey, one of his first and funniest films. Bullshit. One of his worst films. You can't even call this a film. It's like an hour long. It's more just an advertisement. So yeah, Copper Mountain, for 50 cents, this was definitely a curiosity. For fuck's sake. And plus, I like to collect. I've said that multiple times. I do want to collect more stuff. I really do. And then what really got him famous was Ace Ventura Pet Detective. It's my favorite Jim Carrey film. It's the first one I really saw him in, and I have a lot of fun with this movie. Deserves a lot more features. Just has a commentary by the director, a trailer, and TV spots. This definitely deserves a lot more features. And I do enjoy the sequel, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. I mean, the cliffhanger reference at the beginning. And this just has trailer and TV spots. I thought this had a commentary with Steve Odekirk, but it doesn't promote it on here. Yeah, I enjoyed both of them. I think the first one is better, but I love the Ace Ventura films. The third one with his son, Ace Ventura Jr., was pretty shitty. And this pack had the cartoon, which the fact wasn't voiced by Jim Carrey. I knew that wasn't going to be the case, but it just, to me, I'm like, what's the point? But it's 3 episodes of the cartoon. Ooh, whoopee. Don't care about the cartoon. But Yeah, my favorite Ace Ventura Pet Detective and the fun sequel Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. One of the few sequels he did. And definitely better than the other sequel he did, which I'll get to. That was like 93 when that came out. They were 92, 93, and then 94 was a huge hit year for him because he had Batman Forever come out. Also this movie, which was a big hit for New Line Cinema. And then they released a shitty sequel, Son of the Mask, with Jamie Kennedy. But it's not my favorite, or one of my favorite Jim Carrey films. I know this is based on a comic book, and the comic book was much more violent, and this isn't. I don't know. I don't think this holds up as well as his other films. I know I'm alone in that. I still like the film, but other Jim Carrey films, this is one of the ones I don't think holds up as well today. I know I'm alone in that, but I don't hate the film. And this definitely has the one with the features. Deleted scenes, Return to Edge City, which is a making of, screen test for Cameron Diaz, some other featurettes, and a commentary with a shitload of people. And as a trailer, written by Chuck Russell, or in this case he was called Charles Russell. Same guy who did The Blob, 1988, remake, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Pretty good director. I enjoy Chuck Russell. My favorite is The Blob remake he did. Love that movie, but this is a fun one. Not bad. This is definitely one of my favorites of his. The first Dumb and Dumber. I wish I could find the one that's not... because the unrated cut, it adds footage in that I don't really need. And I would just prefer having the theatrical cut of the movie. But good luck trying to get that on DVD. So I'm trying to look for that. I like the cover of that better than this. And I don't need the... I wish they had both cuts of the movie on here, not just the unrated cut. Because, again, the extra footage did nothing for me. There's a little making of, which was cool. People like Jeff Daniels get interviewed. It does have some nice features. Jim Carrey barely talks about any of his movies, which sucks. And every time I do these, I always forget stuff. But there's another one I did forget, so I have to get that pretty quick. But I love Dumb and Dumber. I think it's a funny movie. Unlike the sequel. Well, this doesn't have him in it, but this was there, I guess, because of the title. Dumb and Dumberer, the prequel, When Harry Met Lloyd. I didn't hate this film entirely like everyone else did. I actually like this more than the actual Dumb and Dumber 2. These guys felt like more Harry than Lloyd than they did in the sequel. The actual sequel, so... I'm like, that's Eric Christian Olsen? I thought he did a good job trying to be Jim Carrey. He was a better Jim Carrey than Jim Carrey was in Dumb and Dumber 2. That's sad, so... It's not a good movie. Like, it's not a great movie, but I didn't hate it as much. And the scenes with Bob Saget, I thought they were pretty damn funny. It's chocolate bar, but he thinks it's something else. And just the way Bob Saget is, there's shit everywhere! There's shit on the walls! There's shit on the floor! But it's really chocolate bar, but he doesn't realize it. But yeah, I mean, I had fun, dumb fun for what it was supposed to be. Now, there's one that I forgot, which I'll get real quickly. I apologize for this. Doing this the same day. Sorry, folks. Sorry about that. I apologize if I was not lazy. I would edit this out, but oh well. Hey, that's how it is. But I figured since I was out there, I could show this, which has Batman Forever on it. This is when Warner Bros. Actually gives a shit, which is rare. And this is Jim Carrey there. This is a pretty good DVD collection. It has all 4 films. Two disc set on each one. Even this one, like if all the films Warner Brothers could have gone special edition crazy with, Batman and Robin is one of them. Fucking crazy. But I like how it's like that. I like that. I like the look of the box too. That even though I have the Blu-ray of it now, thanks to a very nice person out there. I'm keeping this because I love the look of this box. But yeah, this is the Blu-ray set, which does have all the features from that set. But just like the Matrix set, they did this stupid thing where they pile on the disc on top of each other. So like, see the first one, you have to do this in order to pop it in. They're so fucking lazy. Just put a fucking thing in the middle. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. How fucking lazy is that? But that's the disc for Batman Forever. It has all the features from that DVD set. But that is a Jim Carrey film. Again, this was sent to me in a big box with a lot of very nice stuff. And the one that I did forget was, I got one there in the first place, was this. Because I cannot believe this got this. And I like the film. I've never hated the film. This is the first Jim Carrey film that kind of, when he was in this big heyday, that disappointed and got bad reviews because of how much money he made, because of his big paycheck. People felt it wasn't worth it. It was like a $20 million paycheck. But the movie only pulled in like $60 million. He bounced back with, some of his films later, but this did not do well at the box office. But I enjoy this movie. I think it's a fun flick. And probably the Jim Carrey film that has the most features, because this has a commentary with Ben Stiller, the director, Judd Apatow, who's the writer, and Jim Carrey. This is like the only film he's ever done a commentary for. Deleted and extended scenes, gag reel, HBO First Look, Comedy Central Canned Ham presents The Cable Guy, rehearsal footage, music video, and more. So, Ace Ventura Pet Detective has nothing, but this has a shitload of features. Go figure. But I do enjoy this film. I think it's a fun, dark comedy with Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick. I do like that film quite a bit. Then you have Liar Liar. Great flick, very funny. Definitely be in my top 5 Jim Carrey movies. Great idea. A lawyer, his son wishes on his birthday that he can't tell a lie for a day. And the goddamn pen is blue. Yeah. Universal Pictures and Imagine Entertainment. Yeah, collector's edition of Liar Liar. Which had a lot of features from back in the day on there. Well, not a lot, but some. Commentary director Tom Shadyac, deleted scene. Bringing the Comedy Chasm, which is a making from back in the day. Outtakes, trailer. So not a lot, but this is another one that could use a special edition. Never did, though. The Truman Show, another one that would be in my top 5 favorite Jim Carrey films. Love The Truman Show. I think his best work, dramatic-wise. Has a great heart to it. There was another film that came out with Matthew McConaughey that was kind of like this, called EdTV. Just not as good as this. Like, this definitely has a better directed by Peter Weir, more of a heart to it. Jim Carrey, like, he does a wonderful job on the acting. You have Laura Linney, Noah Emmerich, Natasha Macaron, Ed Harris. Really, really good flick, The Truman Show. With a nice assortment of features as well. Another really good one, I actually saw this in the theater back in the day, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you're a fan of Jim Carrey, or if you think Jim Carrey can't do dramatic work, and this is also a very imaginative film. The director, Michael Gondry, did a really nice job, because it's a guy who finds out his girlfriend's, they've split up, and not only that, there's this procedure where you can wipe memories out of your head, and realize that his girlfriend, Kate Winslet, has wiped the memory of him from her head. So he goes and wants to do the same thing. And the people, the technicians, are Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, and Elijah Wood. And so he's getting his memories wiped out, and we see that very visually intriguing flick. And then it comes to a point where he wants to stop, but of course he can't, but he's trying to. Just, again, it deserves the good reviews. A pretty original movie. If you want to talk about original films, this is definitely one of them. Fun comedy, one of the last good ones by the Farrelly brothers. Me, Myself, and Irene. Pretty entertaining flick. The split personality. See Jim Carrey just go off. This is a pretty damn funny movie. Some of these I just don't have much to say other than they're pretty damn funny. Bruce Almighty, pretty good flick. Adam Sandler kind of ripped this off for Click, in my opinion. Click is pretty much this movie. You have the power of God, only actual God. It's a remote control that gives you the power of God. Here's an established actor that give you guidance, either Morgan Freeman or Christopher Walken. Then in the third act, it gets pretty serious because things are gone up shit creek, and either he gets hit by a car and you think he's dead, or he has a heart attack and you think he's dead. And then he's learned his ways, and he was a workaholic, only cared about his job. He wanted to be a news anchorman, or what was it, advertising or something? I forget. That's what I mean. So to me, Click is just a big ripoff of this. And this did it much better. There's another one I saw in the theater when it came out. Had a good time with it in the theater. Bruce Almighty. From the director of Liar Liar. Then these, I picked these up when they were very cheap for the collection in case I ever do a Jim Carrey marathon, because I just prefer watching them on my TV on a DVD or Blu-ray and not worry about streaming, because this internet fucking sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. That's just how it is, so. Fun with Dick and Jane. Didn't have much fun with this flick. I believe it's a remake, but I never saw the original. Could never get much into this film, though. I did not pay $5 for it. It was much cheaper, but that's Fun with Dick and Jane. Some of these I don't have much memories of until I rewatch them. I can't say much about them. Just remember not getting a lot of laughs out of this. Yes Man. I rewatched it like a year or two ago. It wasn't as bad as I remember it being. It just seemed like a step down from Bruce Almighty. Instead of not being able to not Bruce Almighty, Liar Liar. Instead of not being able to lie, here he on purpose says yes to everything. You do have Bradley Cooper in an early role as one of Jim Carrey's buddies. You also have Terrence Stamp. I think the director of this went on to do Ant-Man. I believe it's Peyton Reed. That might be the case. Could be wrong on that. But yeah, this isn't as bad as I remember it being. And yeah, that is Zoe Deschanel. So yeah, watching it again, it's not as bad as I remember it being, but it's not like a favorite of mine. Yes, man. This, I only got this because it's pretty cheap. Mr. Popper's Penguins. I had not seen it. The penguins are cute. Jim Carrey's not bad, but you're dealing with penguin shit jokes. Two of the penguins are named Nimrod and Stinky. I mean, it's GeneWolfsHollywood.com. Really? 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 Not really. The number 23, this is a film I want to like. I like the idea of someone being obsessed with this number and purposely just seeing connections everywhere. But the revelation, I thought was weak and lame. Jim Carrey wasn't bad acting-wise. Maybe if the ending, the revelation was better or more interesting than what it was. I won't give it away for those who haven't seen it, but probably people could pretty damn well predict what the hell happens. Directed by Joel Schumacher. Jim Carrey's not bad, the idea is interesting, but the execution is very flawed in my opinion. This is a Blu-ray. I think this was sent to me. I think this was a gift. I think this was a gift. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. I think this is part of a package. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, Jim Carrey's in it. You have Steve Carell, Steve Buscemi. Steve Carell, I hated in the movie. Stupid. You know what? Honestly, I think if this was based on Jim Carrey's character, it would have been a better, more interesting movie. Because Steve Carell's character was just boring, unfunny, irritating. Jim Carrey's character, who was trying to be sort of a... What the hell's that guy? Mind freak guy? Trying to be more like that guy. And he was the more interesting character. I think if this was about him, this would have been a better movie. So, I wasn't a big fan of that. And I found this for pretty cheap, like $1. Dumb and Dumber 2. Does ever do a Jim Carrey marathon? I'm not going to remember this fucking movie, so I can do shit to it on camera. And refresh my memory if I ever do a Jim Carrey marathon. And, you know, I'll be patient, wait for shit for 50 cents or $1. And, yeah. I ranted on this back in the day. This is a piece of shit. The characters are a lot more unlikable here. They were not this unlikable in the first movie. They just felt off, and the humor, it's dumbed down humor, and people are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like they took that scene with the toilet in Dumb and Dumber, and they thought, oh, it's the best scene. To me, that was my least favorite scene. The other stuff, Samsonite, I was way off. That was the stuff that made me laugh, not the scene on the toilet. But it's like the Farrelly brothers said, that scene on the toilet, let's make the whole movie like that. The one part I laughed that reminded me of the first movie was when they get the letter, they're looking at the address. Oh my God, you look like your mother. What are you talking about? You were just here. But I followed the address. The wrong address. You followed this address, not this address. That one part was, to me, the first movie. And I'm not saying, Bill, you just want to be like the first movie. In this case, yes, just the first movie worked, and what they did differently sucked. So yeah, actually I am saying that. So yeah, I did not like this movie at all. And Jim Carrey was off. This is like one of his worst performances, honestly. So, that's my Jim Carrey collection. Man on the Moon, I saw long ago. I remember not minding it, but that's one I'd probably have to pick up someday. Kick-Ass 2 I still haven't seen. I know Jim Carrey disowned the film after it because of the shootings. I'm like, you read the script, you weren't that mad about before you signed up. Now, this comes from a guy that didn't like Kick-Ass 1, but come on, Jim Carrey, it's a fucking shitty thing to do. So he didn't promote the sequel. It's like, well, I don't care because I don't like the first one, so I didn't bother to see the sequel, but still, it's a really shitty thing to do. I forget what the hell else he's been in. But, yeah. He did one, I think with Ewan McGregor, I Love You, Philip Morris or something. I don't remember anything about that movie. He's coming up with a new one, Dark Crimes or something, which I don't know. Is Jim Carrey trying to do something serious? Okay, just I don't know about it. I don't have any intrigue on it, honestly. I think he did one back in the day, maybe a TV movie called like Rubberhead or something. But, anyway, that's my talk on Jim Carrey. My favorites would definitely be Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I would definitely put Dumb and Dumber, The Truman Show, Liar Liar. Well, I guess that's 5 movies there. No, that's 4. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar, Truman Show. I guess the Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. That'd be the rest of the top 5. So, basically, you made some fun ones, but lately, he was in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. That film sucked. Dumb and Dumber 2 was awful. Number 23 was pretty shitty. Film with Dick and Jane did nothing for me. Yes Man, Kick-Ass 2 I didn't see because I didn't like the first one, and apparently people who even liked the first one said the sequel sucked. So why the hell would I watch it? But yeah, Jim Carrey, I don't know if he'll ever come back. Again, the guy seems like he just fucking lost it, but that's just my opinion. But I liked a lot of his early work, so it's too bad. Either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.